All right, thanks everyone for joining. We still have people getting settled, but we're going to go ahead and get started. We got a great topic here: managing databases using the Enterprise Manager mobile application. With me today is Zubair Anasari and Bill Keicher, and myself, Tim Mooney. We're going to take you through some of the key features of the mobile app. And this session is interactive, so please use that Q&A panel you see at the bottom of your screen. We'll answer those questions throughout the session. We'll have some dedicated time at the end as well. So thank you again very much for joining, and this will be a great interactive session. Zubair, do you want to take over?
Yeah, sure, Tim. Thanks a lot, Tim. And thanks a lot, folks, for joining our call today. So as Tim mentioned, we have a very interesting topic today, talking about Enterprise Manager mobile application that is available for some time now to use it for your critical workload like databases. So we will go through a few slides to talk about Enterprise mobile app overview, some key capabilities that we have recently introduced, and then we'll talk about a specific live demo in which we will showcase how you can use these capabilities to manage your production database environment where you have number of databases that you manage on a daily basis, or for that matter any set of targets in a group manner, and how you can use mobile app to kind of triage problems, diagnose specific issues, and essentially decide whether to open your laptop and further troubleshoot it, right? So that's the key purpose of this presentation. As Tim mentioned, we will keep this session interactive. Our goal is to kind of give you a glimpse of key capabilities, but there are a bunch of more capabilities in the mobile app that we would like to cover in our future webinars. While we'll also cover some Q&A, you can also ask questions, and we'll give you details about some of the other capabilities, as well as details about the current capabilities that we will demo today. Right? We will also do a survey towards the end of our demo, just to get some feedback in terms of how you use the product, how you use EM, how you intend to use mobile app if you decide to. All right, so just to give you a high-level overview of the mobile app, the purpose of the mobile app, as for that matter, any mobile app in the enterprise world or consumer world, is to make sure that the information of that particular domain or the product is available on your fingertip, right? And that's what EM mobile app is doing. It provides you an enterprise summary of your overall health environment that you are managing with your enterprise manager. It directly connects with your enterprise manager, and as you land into the product, it will give you an enterprise summary dashboard, which will provide overall health of your environment, total number of targets, availability of those targets, incident, those kind of things, right? And you can access either one EM or multiple EM from your phone at any given time. You can put credential of multiple EMs on your phone and switch between EMs, or we also have a federated EM management as well. So you can see a federated view of your multiple EMs in a single dashboard. That's also a very cool capability that we may showcase in the future webinars. So that's basically the high level capability for the enterprise health view. But the key purpose of the mobile app, where we are focusing for our customer, is to give you triage and collaboration capability when you're trying to solve any specific incidents, right? As problems or incidents occur in your environment, it could be performance related, availability related, or any specific change related. When EM creates those incidents or problems, you will see those on your mobile app, and you will be able to take triaging actions. For example, you will be able to assign it to yourself or any specific person, suppress them, add notes to them, escalate them, pretty much all the lifecycle related activity for an incident. You would be able to do it from your mobile app. And also you will be able to share those incidents details with your colleagues, right? So this way, you are on the top of, solving and collaborating the problems right from your mobile app. So, either you're sitting on your dinner table or sitting on a beach or doing some, personal activity, you will be able to see what's going on in your environment without carrying a laptop and able to collaborate. That's the key purpose of this application. And that's one of the key capabilities. We want our customers to use it, appreciate it, and also give us feedback so that we can continue to improve on this. This is, in the initial stages of our release, we released this sometime last year. Since then, we have done 2 updates. The recent updates we have done is very, very powerful, and that's what we'll showcase. And also, we introduced what we called run command CLI on the mobile app. So this way, you are able to run commands on the host, able to run OS commands or SQL plus commands on your databases, right? So if you want to further diagnose problems on your database, you can run simple SQL command as well, right? So this way, you are essentially able to connect to the database directly. And as a DBA, you will be able to execute those commands. This mobile app is available on the App Store, both on Apple App Store as well as Android Play Store. And you would be able to download it and use it and connect to your enterprise manager in your environment. And depending upon how you want to connect it, you can either connect through VPN, or if you're already in the company's Wi-Fi network, you don't need even VPN, right? So typically we expect customers, when they are in the company's environment, internet connected on Wi-Fi, they will use this app, while they're away from their laptops, right? At a high level, as I mentioned, we have enterprise summary page, what we call the landing page. Essentially, it gives you either a complete enterprise summary of your overall environment that you are managing with your EM, either a single EM or multiple EMs, or switch between the EMs. All of that is possible with your fingertips. You can essentially store credential as a federated EM user. So you can see, the federated summary of 10 EMs or 15 EMs at a single page, or you can do with individual EMs. So that's one of the key capabilities. We also introduced what we called group-based filtering for the enterprise summary page. So if you are a DBA or an application admin, you want to manage a bunch of databases that you are responsible for. For example, if you are responsible for production database in a specific department, and you already have group created on your EM side, you can see the enterprise summary based on the group. And we'll showcase that in the live demo today, right? We also introduced what we call compliance dashboard. This essentially provides a curated view of the compliance dashboard you see on the EM side, and you can see on the mobile side as well. The third thing is incident management. As I said, we also have an incident management page in which you can see summary of all your incidents in your EM. You can also look at the incidents by a specific incidents filtering criteria that is set up on the EM side. Like for example, you can see all the incidents that have been acknowledged, all the incidents that are pending, those kind of things. And then you can do all kinds of triaging capabilities that is available on the EM side, available also on the EM mobile side, right? And last not the least, you can use the mobile capability to share your incident with your colleagues, right? So you can use the power of mobile. We are introducing multiple areas of sharing. So right now you can share using iMessage, share using WhatsApp, share using text, and also share using email, right? We also want to introduce sharing with Slack. If users are interested, we want to get some feedback on that. Recently, we also introduced what we call group viewer. It is similar to target viewer, but essentially provides the group level details. So when you looking at the group as a target, it would give you details about the groups. I will talk about it in the next few slides. And also the command line interface, as I mentioned, was introduced recently to allow user to essentially connect to host, run commands, either for the host or for the databases or for any other specific application that is possible through the command line interface. This command line interface essentially proxies through EM, so you're not connecting to your host directly, just to be on the security side of the thing. All right, we'll showcase that also in the demo. All right, coming to the enterprise summary page. So we'll show this live. Essentially, this is the overview of all your key capabilities or key features that EM offers. Overall inventory of target by status, incident details, all the categories of incident. One new view we added in the mobile app is you are not only able to see all the incident by category, but also we show you the incident distribution over a period of 7 days. So essentially, if you are a manager or a DBA responsible for large number of databases or large number of targets, you can see how many incidents had been updated in last 7 days. So this way you are able to, understand how your triaging is happening, right? So even if you have 50,000 incident in your environment, but out of those, few hundred of them has not been updated. And that's what you're concerned about, that how come critical incident has not been updated. This particular view would provide that information to you. So this is very useful from the perspective of, how quickly the incidents are getting triaged, or if there are incidents that has not been looked and, put in a specific critical, fatal, or warning, or, depending upon how critical your incident is, right? So this way it kind of gives you ability to kind of quickly understand what's going on, right? And also see the details of those incidents, all the summary of those incidents in terms of updates, in terms of comments, right? We'll showcase that also in the live demo, right? At the bottom of and then we also have compliance and the problem summary views, what we call tiles. So there are multiple tiles on the enterprise summary. Each tiles are essentially targeted to a specific areas of EM, and this gives you an overall summary. And then we'll let you go into the details of each of these into different pages. And the navigation of those pages are available, what we call from the navigation bar at the bottom of the screen. So you can go into the summary page, you can go into the favorite page, incident page, and targets page. And then the last one is what we call hamburger bar, where you can look into the settings and also the different environment that you want to connect to from an EM perspective. All right. Just to talk about quickly on the groups and favorites. So we will showcase to you today the group capability. So all the groups that you have created on the EM side are visible on the mobile side as well. So for example, if you have created a production database group on the EM side, that would be visible, and it lets you manage them from the mobile app itself. You can see all the targets and the consolidated incident details of those all targets. And then you can go into the list of those members or targets. And then if there is specific information you want to know, you can click on those specific targets. It will take you to the entity view. In the entity view, you can look at, or the target view, you can look at the target details, target properties, and critical metric for those targets. We'll showcase that also in the demo today, right? Incident Manager is another page that offers customer to understand the overall, environment incident details. This is essentially, a curated view that is pretty broad on the EM side. EM has lots of capabilities. What we have done here is essentially in a single mobile real estate, we are able to give you, all the important information that you want to see, so that you can decide what actions to take, right? Or no action to take, right? So this is how this page was designed. We will continue to get feedback in this area. You can search, you can look at the details, you can decide to triage them, or you can decide to share or collaborate. That's the purpose of this page. We have the landing page for the incident manager, and then you can go into the list of incident based on the category that are there on the top, and then try to decide to, take any specific action or look at the summary of that incident details. Okay. All right. This is just one, life cycle management, flow that I just wanted to highlight, which we will showcase to you in the live demo today. So here, what I'm seeing is an incident flow from the left to right. User goes into incident details, and we can, provide you whether this incident has been either accepted into a user assignment, acknowledged, and what is the status of it, whether it was escalated, what is the priority of this, and what type of incident it is. Also, on what target it is created, okay, and the different categorization, right? And then bottom bar essentially provide you different capabilities to take incident-related triaging features, right? For example, you can acknowledge them right from the the bottom incident management bar. You can add text to them as a comment, and all of these would be updated not only on the mobile side but also on the EM side, right? So essentially, you are getting a mobile view of your EM in a mobile real estate, and whatever changes you are doing, it is happening on the EM side. Okay, so essentially, all of this is happening on the EM side, but on the real estate that is suitable for the mobile app. Okay, we also allow user to do what we call bulk incident management right from the what we call additional actions. So you can essentially change the status, change the priority, escalate, add comments, change the owner right from a single page, right? So this helps you visualize it. There are other two tabs on the top of this page, events and updates, that we will showcase in the live demo. Essentially, those also tells you what updates have happened and what were the events against which the incident was created, right? So pretty much all the needed information for incident details is available here, and pretty much all the life cycle and process flow management related actions are also available from the mobile app, right? And also, as I mentioned, we have the mobile share action capability. This is something which is very unique to mobile apps. It's not available on the EM side, right? So it lets you quickly collaborate, right? So we can essentially say share this incident with another user on the mobile app, and what it lets you do to the user is it essentially sends the detail of the incident along with what we call deep linking link, so that if the other user also has the mobile app installed, when they click on that link, that incident is open in context, right? So two people can collaborate just sitting on the phone on the mobile app in terms of sharing the incident details, right? We currently support text, iMessage, Slack, and WhatsApp. If you have any other messaging application like Microsoft Teams or anything, we would like to hear about that, and we would look into adding those share action capabilities as well. Okay. Last but not the least is the command line console using EM. So this is available on the host, like Linux host. You can run this, and it lets you either run OS commands or SQL plus command. Here I'm showing running a SQL plus command. We'll showcase this in a demo as well. The purpose of this is not to kind of replace your laptop command line console. The purpose of this is to kind of lets you run commands that are suitable for mobile app, right? And also it lets you save your favorite commands in the command library. So for example, if you run few SQL plus command for a specific SQL related activity all the time, you can save them on your mobile app, what we call in the command line console library, and you can execute them from your phone, and then decide to further triage it by going to your laptop, right? That's the purpose of this. It is extremely powerful as well as easy to use. We would like to enhance this and also understand if you have any additional use cases around this. But primarily, the purpose of this to kind of decide whether after triaging it, whether you want to further triage or diagnose the problem using command line console, right? So this helps you kind of do complete 360 all the way from looking at the enterprise summary, going into incidents, looking at the health of the targets, and then able to log in into the target console and run specific command to further understand what's going on with those specific targets. All right. So at this time, we will go into the live demo, showcasing to you how to manage, group of databases using mobile app. So in this demo, we will go through a series of functionality. I just want to highlight so that the context is there in your mind. And if you have any questions, you can either ask them on the chat, or maybe end of the demo, you can ask it live to us, right? So we'll showcase to you the enterprise summary page. We will use the live mobile app, so we are not doing click-throughs. This is the live demo. We will show you live connecting to our enterprise manager, which is in our development environment. So it's pretty much you are connecting to a live EM, and we will also change the scope to production database, in which we have around 15 databases. We will showcase the group functionality, which provides overall health and details about those targets. We'll also look at different database details, go to specific metrics that we are showcasing in the live demo about the target details. We would also like to understand what additional metric you want to see for databases or other targets that we can easily add. Or if you would like to have what we call metric explorer, that is a feedback I would like to get from the folks here on the call. And then after that, we'll also showcase compliance summary dashboard. We will also show triaging of a specific database related problem, acknowledging it, commenting it, changing the priorities. And then after that, we will showcase to you live command line console, logging into a specific Linux host and running SQL commands. Okay. All right. So at this point, I will hand it over to my colleague, Bill, and he will continue from here into the live demo.
Okay, again, just to reiterate, continue using that Q&A panel throughout the demo that Bill's going to do here, and we'll have some more dedicated time at the end, but go ahead and put your questions in the Q&A panel. Sorry, Bill, go ahead.
Yep, thanks, Tim. Thanks, Zubair. Hopefully you guys can see my screen. This is an iOS simulator running our mobile app. So it's running on my laptop, but the actual mobile app is running within the simulator, and it's going to connect to a live EM environment. So when the mobile app first launches, you'll see a screen similar to this, and you might be prompted to add some EM accounts under manage accounts, but we've already configured an account here, and so let me just log in, and we'll take a look at what's going on inside that EM. So our landing page is the enterprise summary page. It shows you at a high level all the targets that are being monitored by EM. So we can see the target status summary here, and you can drill into these individual breakdowns if you like. You can see the incidents region here, which Zubair also talked about in the slides. And again, you can drill in from these different counts. And we have the compliance region here, which gives you the compliance summary for EM, the number of targets that have compliance standards applied to them, and any errors that occurred, and any violations, and the category of the violations. And you can drill into these things as well. We have a breakdown of problems within EM. And we have some jobs information down here. So we can quickly take a look at, I guess, a couple of different things here. So let me just drill into the targets just to show you what that looks like. You can get to a list of targets pre-filtered by the particular status. We'll jump back here. So that was that piece here. And you can jump into your incidents. This is applied to for all of EM, and you can also take a look at your compliance data here. We can take a look at our violations, and there's a breakdown violations by standard, and then also the list of the targets and their violation counts, and you can drill into that information as well. And so all that information is available here, and this is a particular target here, and then you can also look at the metrics. We'll take a look at some of that in a little bit more detail as we look at the particular database scenario. So one of the newer features we had added to this page is being able to filter the enterprise summary by group. So you can create a group in Enterprise Manager and then filter that page by that group. So you're only going to see the summary of targets within this group, the production databases group. And from here, we can drill in. And when you drill in from here, it brings you to the group page. And we can take like the list of the members of that group. And we can take a look at some of the databases here. We can see one of our databases is down. So we'll take a look at that in a little bit more detail. And this particular database has a fatal incident. So we'll take a look at that. And this incident indicates that the target's down. And so we'll drill into that. And we can take a look at some of the events associated with it. There's just this one event where it went down. We can look at the annotations or history of that event here as well. And from here, you can see some of this additional information here. It's a fairly simple incident in that the target is just down. So we can acknowledge the incident. And that will also assign us ownership of that incident. You can add a comment to it here. And we could say, Bill is working on this issue. And you can see that gets updated in the list of updates here. And also from our acknowledgement, you can see that gets listed here in the list of updates. You can also do what Zubair had mentioned, is like a bulk management of the incident. We can change the status to be work in progress. You could say it's urgent priority, and it's not escalated yet. And then we can save that as well. And it'll update the issue with all of that. And you can see the list of updates here and all that. So you can see the status is work in progress. And there are a couple other things you can do to it. You can edit the summary of it. You can suppress it if you like, if it's applicable. And also clear if that's applicable, but it's not in this case for this particular incident. And so, this incident management feature can also be, this particular page can be shared, as Zubair had shown. So you click the share up here. Since this is a simulator, you don't see any other apps, but you can see on an actual device, it'll be like iMessage, Slack, any kind of like text messaging and stuff like that, or email. And depending on the app, it could actually send a screenshot of what you're looking at, as well as the text for it. And so this lets you reach out to colleagues, right away and say like, hey, I'm looking at this, or hey, could you look at this, please? In addition to whatever other notification mechanisms have been set up through EM, whether it's through email or, like a pager type thing. And so we'll back out of this, and we're actually going to take a look at a healthy database as well, so we can actually view some metrics on it and stuff. So here's a healthy database. There's just a couple warnings here, and we can view the metrics of this database. So there's some performance metrics and how much memory it's using and stuff like that. And you can view this over different periods of time. So this is the last 24 hours, and then this is a breakdown by day. So you can see how things have been going day by day, and also for the past week. So that's at a high level what you can see there. We'll take a look at some of the the database. We'll execute some SQL on that database. So here we'll take a look at the host, which is hosting that database, and here you can also see what's happening on that host. Some of the metrics. The compliance is good, and then we'll launch the command console here. We'll log in as one of our preferred credentials here. And so you can do different things on this. I mean, so it's just like a console. So you can see what working directory you're in, and you can see we're logged in as C user. And I have a saved command here, which will execute a script. This script, it just wraps SQL plus and then executes the first argument as SQL on that database. So we'll just do that real quick. And you can see, the result of that execution here. And yeah, I mean, so you can do any kind of like other types of operations on here too. If you had to, you could restart processes and things like that, and run. It's really well suited for running predefined scripts that you may have already created in some well-known directories. And that's pretty much the command console there. And I think that wraps up the demo. All right.
Bill, there's a request for showing how to set up the EM mobile at the beginning after you install it. So can you log out and maybe just show the management of an account? Maybe if you want, you can remove this credential and add it again or something like that. Because there are multiple questions on this, and one of the participants want to see if we can showcase that.
Okay, that sounds good. Okay, so let's just store this in a buffer. So I can paste it, and then all right. So then we'll delete that account.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. So I'll add this account back. So it's all you do is you just add it here, type in your credential. And account group is for the federation feature. We'll just ignore that for now. And then that's all it is in terms of adding it. You can, so if your device is set up for like Touch ID, or Face ID, let's just see what that looks like here. So I'm just gonna tell the simulator that we have Face ID. So if you have biometrics set up, this works for Android or for iOS, depending on your device, if it supports it. You can have it use that for login, so I'll show you what that looks like here. And so you just have to give it permission to use Face ID, and then it just verifies that you can use your face, and that works okay. And then whenever you go to log in, you see this little fingerprint type thing, and then it looks for your face. You give it your face, and you're good to go. And if you're concerned about your password or whatever, you can also disable that, right? And then you'll be prompted for your password to log in.
The good thing is you can store multiple credentials in the mobile app, and it lets you switch between EMs, very easily. So if you're managing multiple EMs, you can manage them individually by storing credential for each of them and just going to the settings and change it, as Bill showcased. Or if you want to manage federated, you can create a group of credentials and log in as a federated group. We can have a separate session or include it in a different webinar, how to do federation.
Cool.
Bill, there's another question. How do you get the server name? Maybe you can elaborate that as well.
Oh, sure. Yeah. So that's just the URL essentially that you would log into EM. So usually it's like https:// and then this is the host and the port that EM is running on. Whoops. Sorry. And you would just typically see just like /EM, but you don't need that. And the app will actually strip that off if you do try to add it. And it just uses the host that EM is installed on and the port that it's installed on.
So this is the same URL that you use on the browser. That's what that is.
Yes.
All right.
Great.
All right.
Thanks. Good.
So
to-
I'll back to you, Tim. I think we have concluded the presentation and the demo. I'll share the slide back.
Yeah.
So you can talk about the blocks and the next steps and the,
Yeah.
and the survey. All right.
Yeah, so great. Thanks, Bill and Zubair. Great demo. That's it seems like it really covers a lot of ground, and it's seems very snappy. So that's a great application. We do have a few blogs that we've had a few questions throughout the session that these blogs will help answer. The newest blog is on the top there that Bill just wrote, so you can take a look there and get some of the details, as well as download information if you're looking to download the app and that kind of thing. We also have a good social media presence on YouTube with a bunch of demonstrations and things there. I will be posting this webinar recording there shortly, so give me a few days to do that. We're also very active on Twitter. So if you have any questions or comments, use Oracle_MGMT. You'll find a lot of information on Enterprise-Manager on Oracle.com. So take a look there. Also, all the details about setting up and using the mobile app are in the documentation. So take advantage of that as well. Oh, I didn't mention, I will put in the chat. I've got a blog post with this recording, a copy of the slides, and other resources from our session today. This session is a part of the deep dive series shown on the right. There's a number of webinars and workshops there that you can take advantage of, all highlighting, how to and resources, get your hands on some of this stuff in the workshops as well. So some great resources there. Again, this is interactive. We do have a survey that we'd love your participation in. Right after that, we're going to go into some dedicated time for more Q&A, so stay tuned for that. Let me pop up this survey right now and just answer all the questions, or else we don't get the results. So just take a few minutes. We got 6 questions there, and let us know where you're at, what you think of some of these features, and we'll take that into consideration on future developments and so on. So yeah, we won't see any of the results until you answer all 6 questions and then answer that. So we'll give that a minute. Zubair, Bill, I'm going to ask you guys a couple of questions while people are working through that, just so we can address some of the Q&A that we've had. One question that came up is, how much does this cost? Zubair?
Yeah, sure thing. There is no cost attached to this. This is available to all our EM customers free of cost. So, we would like you to enjoy this, use it in your day-to-day triaging and managing activity as the EM customer.
Great. Okay, that's fantastic. So just download it, start using it. It looks really easy to set up according to what we saw with Bill. So one other question. What version of Enterprise Manager do I need to be running for this to be effective?
So they supported 13.4 and above. So if customer has 13.4 and above, they are all set.
Okay, great. So let's see, we've got a number of people getting the poll answered. That's great. I'll give it a couple more minutes there. Let me jump over to the Q&A and see if there's anything else. Yes, we do have a question about the recording, which I did promise to do that, and I will share the URL that I will be using. One moment. If you go to blogs.oracle.com, which is what I'm doing, /OEM, you'll see it right there near the top. There it is.
So Tim, one more question which we had asked in the past, we were asked in the past as well, is for many customers, the EM is in their enterprise environment, and if user is sitting outside the customer premise on a broadband, on a mobile app, they can use this app through VPN. And we expect customer to use this like any corporate activity you set up, you enable the VPN, this mobile app works perfectly fine. All the capabilities will work perfectly fine over VPN on your mobile app, on your mobile phone, sorry. And if the EM is on the cloud, you don't probably need a VPN. So many customers have their EM sitting on the cloud, so I don't think you need VPN for that.
Okay, I am going to give it a couple more seconds and then close the poll, and then we'll just go straight into Q&A. So if you have any other questions, go ahead and post them in the Q&A. Is there any other Q&A that we want to re-highlight, Zubair or Bill, that you remember answering that you want to talk about?
Not specifically, Tim. I think one thing we want to highlight is this app is available for pretty much all form factors. So if you have mobile phone, you can use it on that. If you have a tablet, you can use it on that. As part of the survey, we also want to know if customers have needs for a different form factor and different functionality on iPad or Android tab. But I think that's one of the common questions people ask. So we want to highlight that. And the second thing is, as I mentioned, the VPN-based support is completely supported. The third thing is we also are working on what we call notifications, mobile notifications using EM notification that comes via email. So user would be able to see instant notification via emails on your phone, so that you can proactively triage problems.
Great. You're literally answering the questions even before they come up. That we just had another question about VPN. Okay. Is there any specific VPN app recommended, or is it based on your organization?
Any VPN is fine. We see customers using Juniper VPN, some customers using Cisco VPN, and it works perfectly fine. If you are using Apple VPN also, I think it will work fine.
And then what about iPad? You mentioned iPhone. Is the iPad set up?
iPad is supported as well, yeah. If you go to you could go to the Apple App Store. In fact, we have the screenshots of the iPad app installed as well. So we support that form factor.
Great. Okay, I think we talked about it before. What about the autonomous data warehouse? Is that supported?
So all the databases that are supported by EM would be supported here, because essentially we are sitting on top of EM and showcasing all the information. So I believe EM does support ADW. I don't drive ADW functionality on EM, but all the functionality that is available on the EM with respect to DB management and the versions of different or types of databases, all of them are available on the mobile app as well.
Great. All right. I think that is all the questions I'm seeing right now. We'll give it another couple of seconds there and see if anybody has any other thoughts or questions. I just want to take a second to thank Zubair and Bill. Great demo, great presentation. And again, like Zubair said, we're very interested in your feedback. So yeah, definitely follow up with us on any of the channels we've talked about if you have further questions along the way. And really appreciate your participation today. Yeah, Zubair, Bill, anything else?
No, that's it. Thanks, Tim, for setting it up.
Thank you.
Thanks, folks, for joining and giving us opportunity to, showcase you this capability. Have a good day.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a good day.